Okay, guys, as we come to the end of this, let's talk a little bit more about why would you want to get an HMS certification. Sure, it's 3 letters to put at the end of your name, and that's nice to have, but it's a lot more than that. When people call an HMS, what are they looking for? They expect you to give them a quality product. They expect you to have a good amount of knowledge about this service that you're providing, and they expect, they have an enhanced client perception of what they're going to receive. And whether we like this or not, price per square foot is a formula that people have grown up with. They know it, they understand it, and they're learning more and more that the size makes a difference in the accuracy of their home value. And size does matter. It's just a fact of the business. Somewhere between listing and closing, the size of that house is going to impact the value. So they trust you because you're supposed to know this stuff. We are the square footage experts, and we need to understand why size is so important. And it's always a good idea to have a couple of examples around and show them how much difference the difference in square footage can make when they're selling their house. They trust you much better than the number in tax records, and you should be able to tell them why tax records are not always accurate, and especially MLS records, which they often get from tax records. The bottom line is they trust you, and all they're looking for is a fair number for their home size and their value. And on HMS, that's our job, to provide that number. The better we do at providing that, the more they're going to talk about the HMS brand, and the better we're all going to do. For me, it's been kind of exciting over the last couple of years to watch people earn HMS, and the next thing you know, they're sending 6 people to sign up for the classes, and somebody that started off, wanting to make an extra $1,000 a month. Well, now they've got 6 people working for them, or 5 people, or however many, and they're doing it full time, and they've got all they can do. It obviously depends on your market, but in larger markets, it makes a difference, guys. And there's still almost 500 different MLS systems across America, and those MLS systems are really starting to understand that size makes a difference in there. Not only in liability, but in, that accuracy makes a difference in their listing prices and how consumers trust them. And if they hire an HMS to measure that house before they ever list it, that customer is going to think better of them, and the better we make them do, the better we do. But you can use the designation however you want. If you just want to do this as a part-time thing, that's fine. But so many of us get into doing this, people start calling you, and you kind of work into as much as you want to do. Let's put it that way. Whether you want to hire somebody or whether you just want to do it yourself, a few times a month or whatever, it's totally up to you. But it's a good revenue source, for something extra or a full-time business. And what the realtors are starting to understand is that, yes, they need accurate square footage. And the more they understand that, the better we do, because they're learning what an HMS is, and that's who they want to call. They're looking at the website or calling me and wanting to know, somebody in their zip code. You should check out homemeasurementspecialist.com, and look up your zip code. Make sure your name is spelled right, because people are going to be finding you through that website a lot of times. But, we have the solution to a problem that people are starting to recognize more and more. Even if the realtors don't recognize it, consumers will recognize it, and they will want their agent, or they will call you directly. Either way, it's going to make your phone ring. So the home measurement specialist is a tool like any other tool, guys. The more you use it, the better it gets. It's just like LiDAR or lasers or ANSI, whatever it is, it's a tool in your bag, and you've got to use it to benefit from it. but we're all working together. And anytime if you have a problem, you know, our website's getting ready to grow quite a bit, but there's going to be a chat room on there for you to ask your peers, you know, any questions about ANSI or measuring. And if you've got something, you can always get me at ansyteacher@gmail.com. I want you to get this stuff right, guys. And if you've got something you're not quite sure you understand, even if I don't know it, I might know somebody who does. And the key is we want you to do a good job. The better we all do, the better the brand grows. So it's good for everybody. So anytime you're not alone, once you earn this certification, you've got help. And there's no 800 ANSI hotline, or there's nowhere else really to go for help unless you know an appraiser or somebody locally that does it. But we give you somewhere to always contact for help. And that's worth a lot in this day and time. So we hope that you will consider joining the HMS, that you will use it wisely, and that you will get a lot of benefit from it. Thank you very much for taking these classes, and we hope you'll join us. Thanks, guys.